Hey guys, what's up? NPS3D here and welcome back to another excited visual effect tutorial. This is not just a visual effect tutorial. Today you will learn how to make your first VFX into the next level. And guys, this is not a clickbait. Today we are not only going to learn how to track your scene, how to composing 3D object into your scene, we are going one step more further and we will add simulation. And you know guys, simulation takes a lot of time in caching and also rendering. Not rendering, actually in making and caching. So hit the like button, subscribe our channel, and let's get started this tutorial. But before that guys, let me show you something more exciting. So recently we launched our new course called Modern VFX. It's all about VFX. So if you think you need to know more information about visual effect, I will highly recommend go and check out our course. It has total 4 different effects which we commonly seen on social media, and introduction chapter also included all the project file and also some 3 different types of tracking. And this course is mainly designed for Blender, and we also included After Effects for few parts. So I will highly recommend go and check out if you wanna learn more about visual effect. Let's get started this tutorial. I will divide this tutorial in multiple parts. Okay, so why multiple parts? Just because if you stuck anywhere in future, you can come back on a particular part and you can see how we can fix that issues. Okay, so first step always be how to prepare your footage. So whenever you are going to do visual effect, make sure you have a footage. And guys, if you wanna learn things, I will highly recommend go and grab your smartphone and shoot by yourself. So this is the clip which we are going to use today. Okay, so here is a 360 environment. So I will put both video and 360 environment download link in my video description. And also guys, if you wanna download this project file, it will be available on my Patreon page, so don't forget to check it. Okay, drag and drop my footage here and just right click interpret footage main, and here is the frame rate 30. Make sure to check so that you know what is our frame rate. So just drag and drop it here and it will create a new composition, and this is a perfect clip. Let's go to effect and preset panel and search 3D camera tracker and just drag and drop to this footage, and it will apply the effect and it will start tracking. So we have total, here you can see we have total 268 frames. Alright, so we have something like we have some point on ground. So basically I'm going to add our 3D stuff and simulation over here. So I need point on ground. My mouse wheel over here, and just right click and choose set ground plane and origin, and it will place the world origin over here. And let's create solid and camera. So this is 3D solid and also our camera. So I'll press S and scale it, and I will apply another effect called grid, and let's drag and drop it here, and let's play and see if it's perfectly aligned onto the surface. Press W and adjust it a little bit. So now it look good to me. I'll press Ctrl S to save this. Now I wanna share this both thing inside Blender. So for that I will use a add-on called Ae2blend. So if you guys face any error, because I got a lot of comment like our camera is not matching, our scene is not, we tracked properly but our scene is not working properly, follow the way how I export this. Okay, so first I need to open Blender, and by the way the add-on link will be in my video description guys, so go and check it. And let's drag and delete everything, and here you can find all the keyboard shortcut which I am pressing. Okay, so by the way I already installed and enable this, so I just need to transfer this data. So first I will select our camera, press U, and it will reveal the keyframe. Just simply copy, go to the Blender, and let's create camera, and it will create the camera. And guys, remember we have 268 frame, right? And here if I will go here, you can see we have our scene start from 0. So I just drag, press A, select, drag 1 frame. Okay, perfect. Now if I'll click on this camera icon, you can see we have a camera, and if I'll start playing, we will see some movement going on. Okay, so first now we need our footage. So I will click on this camera transform and select our camera, and go to the camera properties, enable background images, and choose add image, movie clip, and open, and just load our footage over here. Okay, right now you can see it's little bit transparent, so I will go down and increase the opacity to 1, and if you'll start playing, you will see we have our footage and also our moving camera. It's not aligned I think. So I will try to import our plane. so that we can see properly. So I'll select our ground plane and go to the transform and select this for anchor point, position, scale and orientation. Ctrl C to copy. Go to After Effects, go to the first frame and create plane, and it will create a plane. And if we'll start playing, here you can see we have some issues going on. Okay, so first thing first, I'll go to the project settings. Okay, and here is a frame rate. I'll just change this to the 30 because we have 30 frames. It will not fix. Basically, whenever we track our scene and we try to create 3D camera, the software create a similar to our real camera which we try to shoot this clip. So if I double tap on this camera, here you will find this focal length. Just simply Ctrl C to copy and go to the blender, and here on the select the camera properties, and this is focal length set to 50. Just click and just Ctrl V to paste, and now I probably hope it's, here you can see it's working perfect. So part 1 has been complete. Ctrl S to save our project. Now let's close After Effects for now. I wanna add a 3D model, and for that I will use this dragon model which is free. I will put the link, you can go there and download it. I downloaded this into the GLTF format. Okay, I will talk a little bit about the inspiration of where I got to make such animation and such VFX. Okay, so if I'll go to the Reddit, here is a VFX posted CEO 4 years ago. He posted this clip and you can see this looks really cool. So I have one more clip over here, you can see. So these are really cool, and I wanna create something like this. Okay, so just go there and download this, or if you have any other animal you can also download and use it. I already downloaded this, so I will just close this and go to the file, import, and this is GLTF. Simply Ctrl V and select our model and import GLTF. First I'll press M and move this into a new collection called Dragon, and you can see it's very large, so either I can press S and scale it down until I am happy. Press ZZ and move it over here, and I can press also RZ to rotate this. And if you go to the first frame, and here you can see we have our dragon, but I wanna add more controls. So simply right click and select hierarchy, and it will select everything. And here you can see our animations finish stopped here because there are no more keyframes. So I will select this bone. Okay, and if I'll go to the pose mode and if I'll press A, and it will select this keyframe, I will simply press Shift D and duplicate this and put it here. And again just select all keyframe, press Shift D and just move it over here. And probably this is enough. So let's play and see if it works. So you can see it's continue flying, and this is what exactly we want. Now I wanna add an empathy and parent everything with that empathy, so that way we can control our dragon anytime. Okay, so I'll go to the object mode and I'll just simply select hierarchy and press slash. It will solo this. Shift A and create a new empathy cube, and this is, by the way, here I'll press ZZ and move it here and scale it until it cover our dragon properly, like okay here. And then I will simply double tap and make it control dragon. It's not possible to control dragon, but in 3D you can easily do. Okay, so right click, select hierarchy, and in the end press Shift and select this empathy and press Ctrl P and use keep transform. So now this way I can, let me drag and drop our control collection. Okay, let's slash and unsolo, and now guys I can easily scale my dragon and do any stuff. And let's play, and everything is working perfectly. Let's play, and I will make it little small. Yeah, looking good guys. So our part 2 is completed. Now we will move to the part 3 where we will add smoke simulation. Let's Ctrl S to save our project, and first I will select this object, and guys here you'll see this flaps and his body is a separate mesh and this upper part is a separate mesh. But for simulation I wanna combine both together, so I will select both with holding Shift and I'll press Ctrl J and it will join them together, and now the both are a single mesh. For explaining simulation I can start here, but I wanna create a new Blender project. I wanna explain a little bit. Okay, so if I'll go to the file, new, general, so this is our new project. So this is our cube. There are two options. one will take just a few, just like 2 clicks, and the other will take a few seconds to just create smoke simulation. So first let me show you the second way. So this is our cube. Press GZ and move it over here, and let me make it small and apply scale. I wanna add smoke here. So for adding smoke, we also have to decide a boundary, otherwise it will take decay to calculate. Okay, so let's suppose this is our emitter which will emit smoke. Okay, and we want to add a boundary, so we'll create another cube, and this will be our boundary. So here let's make it smoke. I will select the limit, press S to scale, ZZ and move it over here. And now I will select this box, go to the viewport display, and here I will change this to the bound. Now I will select this and go to the physics properties, and this is fluid. Select this and type, choose flow, and in the flow type I will choose smoke. Here are a few like fire and smoke, fire, liquid, but I will choose smoke. I will select this and limit, and I will go to the fluid and choose domain, and guys, you will see things are working fine. Let's play, and here you can see we are doing smoke simulation. This is it. I hope it's pretty simple to understand. Let's delete everything. Now I wanna do it in a 2 clicks. So first I will create by default cube. Okay, let me scale it down. So let's suppose we wanna emit smoke from this cube. Okay, I'll go to the object, go to the quick effect and choose quick smoke, and boom, as you can see. So this is what I will do. So let's jump back to our project next level VFX, and this is where we are. Okay, let's create another view by click and drag over here, and this will be our camera view. Okay, and this will be our 3D viewport. Let's join this area. Okay, so first here I will select our dragon model. Okay, go to the object, quick effect and choose quick smoke, and here you will see we have a boundary, and also our dragon has some smoke. Okay, so if I'll start playing, here you can see I have to increase the boundary so that it will just calculate smoke more precisely. I will select our smoke domain, and I will press SZ and just add, and maybe I can press SX SY. Our smoke will visible for just control A and apply the scale for the domain. Let's start play and let's see what's going on. So here you can see things are not looking good, and this is because we have to do few tweaks into our settings. So for doing any setting, mostly we will do in the domain. So first select our domain, go to the physics tab, and here are few options which we have to take care of. First is domain type gas is pretty good. Resolution is the most. If you want a good resolution smoke, you must have to increase it. So for now I'm going to make it 64, and for the simulation we will put 128, and the number, if I will increase the number, the more precise it will be. Like if I'll press 32, here you can see the smoke is not following the wing, but it's not shaping like a wing. But if you'll start increasing the resolution, you can see start going near. Okay, here you can see. So for the simulation, final simulation, we will use 128, but for now I'm going to use 64. And time scale, leave these numbers. Let's increase the time step maximum 12, and let's make it 4. Okay, and adaptive domain is like this is the size of domain, but if you enable this adaptive domain, it will start little close where the smoke will, and it will increase until it get larger and larger. So this is the another way to speed up your simulations. So make sure to enable adaptive domain. And this is buoyancy density. Let me make it 0.5, and also down the heat because we don't have heat in our scene. Vorticity will add more turbulence, not turbulence exactly, but it's like turbulence. So let's make it maybe 1. I just want a bit. Dissolve is like if your smoke will rise till here. Let me explain over here. Let's suppose your smoke is rising from here and go all the way top to here. So this time will make to dissolve. Like if you will increase the time or if you will decrease the time, the smoke will not go all the way here, it will start reducing that. So guys, I'm not going to explain every single thing, otherwise our tutorial will be more longer. For more in-depth tutorial, you can go and visit CrossMind Studio. They have excellent tutorial about the MentaFlow, so you can go there. But we have a lot of stuff left, so I have to go quick. I'll add enable noise and it will add more details, and here I will disable everything except the appraise factor, and don't need to change anything. Here is a cache here, and I will just increase the int to 68 because I'm going to bake our simulation. Let's select our dragon model, and if you select our dragon model, the setting will little bit different. So type flow is pretty good, flow type smoke pretty good, okay. Flow behavior in flow, it's pretty good. It will continue adding smoke. Otherwise you can also choose geometry and it will add smoke just one time, okay. Sampling sub-step, you can increase it, and initial temperature is good. Density maybe I can increase to 2, okay, and it will add more density in smoke. Initial temperature let's add 0.5. Initial velocity I will add 1 into the source, so it will try to follow our source, okay. And this is good for here, and let's bake our simulation. I can also start playing and it will take some time to calculate. Here you can see, but I want to bake this, so I will select our domain and go down, and this is our bake. So just change the type from replay to all, and let's bake all. Alright, so I simulated 100 frames, so let's play and see. So here you can see the simulation. Oh man, so I have to, here you can see the smoke is rising all the way till here. So if you wanna add, you can definitely go. Let's start play and let's see more. And you can also see our domain, how it's changing all the time. So this looks really cool guys, and if you want, you can also just let me free all the bake, okay. Let's go down. So here I'll just make it like 3 for now, and let's enable baking. Let's bake it, okay, and let's check it one more time. So here you can see the smoke is disappearing little fast, and the smoke movement is really good, and it's also interacting with floor. Here you can see, so things are looking pretty good. The only thing which we have to take care of, like the resolution, so I have to increase this for the final, okay. So either I can move to the next part of this tutorial, or I can simply bake it first, like 1 to 8, then I can move to the next part. So what should I do? This looks really good. Let's bake it, okay. So I'm going to free all, and maybe I'll bake only 150, okay, frames, like over here. So this is good, okay, because it will take a lot of time for baking. And here just come and just change this to the 128, and you can also go to the 200 or 256. So I set to the 128. Now let's click to the bake all, and I will see you. Let's bake all. Our baking done. Now let's play and see. The smoke is really dense, and it's more accurate, I think. Here you can see, right? So let's find a frame. Let's move to the next part, how to light up your scene, okay. So once you are done with making, now we have to light up our scene in a way so we can render our things realistically, okay. So first I will switch this view into a rendered view. I will click here and click into the render settings, and this is the result by the way default by Eevee. Let's click here and remove everything, okay, and go to the render setting and change the render engine from Eevee to cycle, and also CPU to GPU. Perfect. So first thing you will notice, we are not able to see our background footage. For that I have to go to render properties and go down, and this is film, and choose transparent. So now you will quickly see our background, okay. Now you will notice something, that our 3D scene like this dragon smoke, and we don't have any light. So either you can create any light. For this particular scene we don't have any reflection on our CG stuff, so that's why we don't need accurately the same environment. But if you are going to use a different environment map, make sure to find a similar one, like where the little bit like this red and the cloudy day, and that will work fine. But in this case we have our 360, so first I will load that here. So I'll go to the environment tab here and go to the color and choose environment texture and go open and load our environment map, open image. So now you will see something start happening and this looks little believable. Here I will go to the strength and maybe I can make it 3 and it will add more boost here. So this looks good. The next thing you will notice, we don't wanna see this white plane. I wanna see our ground over here. So first thing, if you'll notice our smoke is going further of this plane, I will increase the length in X and Y, but in this case it's not going. I will share a pro tip over here. Okay, so I created this plane just to catch shadow catcher. So if I'll select this and also see this smoke over here. Okay, so here you can see in 3D the light also bounce. Okay, so if I'll select our plane, go to the object data properties, and if I'll go to the visibility and enable shadow catcher, things will look good. Like we don't have to see the white solid and it's looking good, but it's not reflecting this red into our smoke. That's why I have to add a texture which is similar to our ground. So for that I will select this ground plane and let's change this view into the shader editor and press N to hide this and click new, and let's change this to the ground. Okay, and here I will load our same footage. Just drag and drop it here, and let's put this color into the color and also increase the frame to 1000 and cycle auto refresh and change this repeat to clip. But you will notice it's not like our ground, so I'll simply select and press Ctrl T, and here just only thing I have to change it from UV to window and plug this into vector, and now we are good to go. So here you will see we are bouncing some red. Okay, here I can also increase the roughness, and you can see our ground plane is more bright than original. So because I'm going to use a shadow catcher, so it will not gonna affect, so I'm not gonna worry. But yeah, this is better than before. Now I wanna add some shading into our smoke, so I'll select our smoke. For selecting our smoke I have to select our domain because it's inside the domain and there is already a default material applied. So density is 5, pretty good, and if it's set to 1 it will down the smoke amount, but 5 is pretty good, and you can also increase it even more like 12 and it will add more smoke like density. Okay, so it's up to you how much you want. Let's add like 10 is pretty fine for now. Add a shift A and let's add a attribute node, and here I will change this name to density because if you will start playing density, here you can see we are playing with the smoke. So let's add 10 here and also change the name density over here. So let's density and plug this color into color, and let's add a effect called color ramp over here and plug it, and let's increase the strength a bit. Whenever we are trying to add emission, this is by default, and whenever we are trying to add emission, here you can see what it is doing. But with attribute, if I'll plug this color here, it will work on the only density part. Okay, and I think I have to make it density over here, and now it will work. Okay, so this way I can control the area and I can add something else. Like here if I select this white and maybe I can just add this, so it will add fire. So this is another thing which you can do, guys. Here you can see, but I want to just add a white, so I'll just down the S and just make the strength 1 just a bit. Or maybe if you are very creative, you're gonna add some different color. You can control things. Let's choose the color and make it white, and I'm going to remove this and just down the emission strength. So this looks pretty good for me. I don't want to extend anything else. Okay, let's click here and let's make it timeline. So this is pretty good. Let's make it 5, not 56, guys. Let's add 5, and it's really up to you what you want, and you can also play with that things. So this is pretty much it. Let's come back here and make it render region. Okay, Next part is rendering, how we will render, and then we will talk about the compositing part. Okay, so I hope this looks really cool, and definitely you can come back anytime and you can play stuff. Okay, so for the rendering, I'll go to the render tab, and here just change the max sample to 256. Okay, and also go to the light path, and here is the volume. Let's add 2, so it will add some, here you can see the light is going inside this smoke, and I can also increase the diffuse. And one more thing guys, go to the volume and change this step render and viewport to 5 and 5, and it will decrease your render time. So this is all for the render settings, and in last I can go to the output properties, and here I'm going to only export to 150 frames. Yeah, this is it. And we have to define the path where I want to export. So I'll go to and let's hit 1, accept. Perfect. Let's down the compression. 8-bit is pretty fine, RGB plus alpha PNG, and the only thing I have to press is render and render animation, and it will start rendering. Here you will see. So I will see you once it will finish rendering. Okay, and guys, don't forget to check out our new course, Modern VFX. Go and check all the details. Right now it's available with 30% off, so go and check out. I will highly recommend if you wanna learn visual effect. Alright guys, so our render has been finished, and now we are inside After Effects. So let me import our project. Yeah, this one, right? Let me double tap here and import our sequence. Let me select the first one and import. And guys, our composition setting is 30 frame. Okay, so this is already 30 frame. Here you can see. So let me simply drag and drop it here. I have one more which I rendered only 150 frames. This clip. Okay, let me put on top, and let me disable the first one. So this is also a one. You can see I did some multiple renders. So here you can see it's already working perfectly. What you can do more, let me find a frame. So I can simply, let's apply a coarse effect on this render, and maybe I can add some contrast and your footage. Ctrl D to duplicate this footage. Now I wanna extract this saturation part. So what I will do, I will simply add a shift channel effect, and alpha, I wanna take alpha from saturation. So if I will solo this, here you can see we have this alpha where the saturation is. Okay, what I can do more to extract the alpha more clearly, I can add a saturation effect and put it before the shift channel and increase the saturation. So here you can see we are getting somewhere. I can also add a coarse effect, and let's put it before or just after the hue and saturation, and just add a coarse effect to hide those. Let me unsolo. So we have a copy here. I don't like this thing. Here I can add a matte choker effect. Maybe that will work. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Let me make it 2, and let me play with the curves. Yeah, and on top of this, what I can do, I can just simply add a optical glow, and here I can make the size 1000 and make the amount maybe 5. That's it. Let me make this alpha from extended, and yeah, this is pretty much it. You can see, OMG, this looks a little weird. Whoa, what is going on? Anyway, so let me hide this, and this is the default one. Okay, I can select this, and maybe I can add brightness and contrast node and increase the brightness little bit and also the contrast. Let me make it start from here. So this looks cool. On top of this, maybe you can add a new adjustment layer and apply. Here you can see in our scene there is a blue tone, and also here the blue tone. So maybe I can just simply add hue and saturation, and maybe just down the saturation until it's little bit matching with this original color in our scene. And by the way, if you move your cursor and enable info, you will see RGB and alpha value here and here. So this will help you to match things. So looks good. Let's add a lumetri effect over here. I'm doing color correction for everything, like this render and also for this footage. So maybe I'll just simply add a little bit of shadow, add a contrast, down the white a bit or just increase it. Go to the creative and increase the vibrance and saturation a little bit. Okay, I'll go to the course here and things are looking pretty okay, so maybe I can just point out this green and maybe also this color. Alright, so this is pretty much it about the tutorial. Now you can make your visual effect one level up, and please tag me whenever you make something, and don't forget to check out our course Modern Visual Effect. And guys, I will really appreciate if you will hit the like button and if you will share this tutorial to your circle, and if you enjoy this, please hit the subscribe button, so it will help me to grow a little bit fast. So thanks a lot for watching this tutorial. Thanks for loving me. I am MPS3D and I will see you next time with amazing tutorial.